There's only one thing on this earth more important than money, and that's land. And there's a lot of it here in Denton County. Will it be enough to corral these bandits for 200 miles tonight? The big boys of the Simulation Stock Car Association roll the cars out of the 22,000 square foot garage and get ready to battle. Andrew Farnyards and Alan Elwood look to continue their battle for a championship tonight in this arena. The competitive field is ready to mount a charge for their rightful spot amongst the elite. From the Lone Star State, hello, and welcome to another GSRC broadcast as we count down to green for the AdPro Cup Series tonight. The Paradigm Technology 200 from Texas Motor Speedway. Way up in the press box to bring you all the action, yours truly, Sean Ambrose, joined by Tanner Sharp. In the director's chair is the hardest working man in the sim racing broadcasting, Joe Peak. Armed with cameras located, aimed, zoomed, and focused by GSRC's camera guru, Dougie Beard. As cyberspace flows into your place over these 15 streaming award-worthy minutes, GSRC will bring you all the storylines and all the stats and facts you'll need to fully appreciate the 200 miles of simulated NASCAR Cup racing that will immediately follow. Tanner, it's been a while, buddy, but it's never been too long to get back to Texas Motor Speedway. Why don't you take a moment and fill in the fans about this great facility out here just north of Fort Worth and just south of the great city of Denton, Texas, home of the North Texas University Eagles.
No doubt, Sean, this is a great facility for any kind of oval racing. It opened up, Texas Motor Speedway opened up in 1997 in Fort Worth, Texas. It is a 1.5 mile racetrack, intermediate track, 20 degrees of banking in 1 and 2, 24 degrees of banking in turns 3 and 4. The track layout is similar to Atlanta Motor Speedway and the Charlotte Motor Speedway, so it's no great surprise that the track is owned by Speedway Motorsports Incorporated, the same company that owns both of those tracks. Texas is the home of 2 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series races every single season. On June 21st, 1997, Texas Motor Speedway hosted the Blockbuster Rock Fest, where an estimated 385,000 fans bought tickets and attended. The 15 plus and 16 band concert featured likes of Bush, No Doubt, Collective Soul, Matchbox 20, Jewel, The Wallflower, The Counting Crows, The Third Eye Blind, Sugar Ray, Paula Cole, as well as many others, because fans started arriving the night before. VH1 organized a concert on that Friday night. The concert remains one of the top attended concerts ever. The Speedway has been managed since its inception by racing promoter Eddie Gossage. The best way to get an idea how to get around Texas Motor Speedway is to hop on board the Chevrolet SS Monster Energy Cup car to get around the mile-and-a-half bumpy Texas.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Global SimRacing Channel. My name is Brian Yazik and today I'll be taking you for a spin around the Texas Motor Speedway in the GSRC Chevrolet SS. Texas is a blazingly fast 1.5 mile oval, sure to keep fans and drivers alike on the edge of their seats. Now, this new Sprint Cup Series car has the low downforce package, so off earlier than you're probably used to driving here around at Texas. Back onto the throttle, but don't get back onto it too quick because you plow the nose right through the middle of the corner. Watch that bump off of turn 2 that really gets the car upset. Back down into turn 3, again, lifting a little earlier than you're probably used to, using a little bit of brake even to let the nose set, back into the gas finally. Full throttle off of the corner, cutting through the dogleg, this time by. Once again, down into turn 1, letting the nose set, letting the car pick up, half throttle, you feel like you're off the throttle forever. Finally back onto it, minding a little bit of wheel spin off of turn 2 there. Then heading back into turn 3, same thing. Way off the throttle early, back down onto the brake, let the nose set, let the car find its way, because if you try to overdrive it, this car will snap around on you in a heartbeat. Through the dogleg, and that completes your track guide around the Texas Motor Speedway. Texas is going to be a handful for these drivers, sure to put on a good show for fans. So without further ado, enjoy the show. My name is Brian Yazik, and this is the Texas Motor Speedway.
All right, Tanner. Now, before we get to the standings and the details, let's check in on qualifying that's going on right now. We've got actually just about half the field knocked out here. Josh Bonwell just getting in his first lap, moves all the way up to 5th on the board there. Nice hot lap for Josh. 1 lap in the books. Andrew Payne just getting across, getting his first lap in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these guys are running the 30-second brackets on lap times, and with a fixed setup, the times are relatively so close to each other. So I'm expecting some good old close racing here. Sometimes we should be battling. It is a hot day out there. We gotta make note of that there, Sean, because it is a very hot day. 81-degree air temperature, but circle this number. 109 track temperature. These guys are going to be slipping and sliding like it's ice skating out there as this race goes on, and they're going to be screaming for tires in the first 5 to 10 laps in the race. So hopefully they get a good qualification time in at least in the top 10 starting spot. That should set you up for a top 10 run if anything should happen.
Well, before they get started here in qualifying, that was a point of contention, Tanner. They were concerned about the track temperature, about the handling of the car, and I think that's going to be something we're going to be talking about all evening. So we'll keep an eye on it. And Mark Wilsey out there right now on his, let's see, he's laying down his exit lap here. Going to start working on lap number 1 here across the line. The number 3 Coca-Cola Chevrolet, Eastern New York. Mark Wilsey all the way up in the Great White North there. Here they're supposed to get a couple more inches of snow here in the next couple of days.
That is a great. Oh, and Sexton's going to get the first time lap of this group. Sexton going out there. He's been pretty good, Sexton, as of late, and actually in this whole not just the series itself, but the Xfinity side, Xfinity Series side. Well, Wisely took the top spot.
Yeah, Mark Wilsey with a 30.155. Oh, and David Washington just topples him with a 30.017. Nice lap by David Washington. That was his second. He gets that in. Things are starting to heat up now as we get deep into the field here for qualifying. Faranyars and, let's see, and Carl Shed out there waiting to get their qualifying laps, and they wait down in the pit lane, and Shed is away.
What kind of Carl Shed? He can be a good a major factor. I know he's fast.
Yeah, he was fast in practice. I believe in the free practice session before we started the race session. In that session over there on the hosted side, he was the fastest during that practice, and it was I believe it was a 29.5 or 29.6. So bad fast over there, and had a lot of opportunity to work on that, but. This track is warm, like you mentioned, and that is going to be a factor all day, including these very important qualifying laps. If Shed gets that car wound up here, gets himself out of turn 2.
I guess the best, down in turn 1, off of turn 2, down the back straightaway. You want to hit turn 3 just right to set up for that exit there, Sean. Get it right to the bottom there without hitting that white line. Looks like a very smooth line through 3 and 4. Coming off turn 4, and he'll come across the start-finish line. Pole so far.
That is not a shock. What a lap there. Farnio is coming across now. And he goes to the pole.
First 29 of qualifying.
Oof. A 989. Wow. Shed shutting it down.
Yeah,
so is Andrew.
Yeah, those two drivers are going to be bad fast when that green flag drops, especially with Farnyars, because all throughout qualifying trim, Andrew Farnyar is the only driver to hit a 29-second bracket, 29.9.
Well, you know, we don't have anybody else waiting right now to there's still a lot of time left in this qualifying session, so I think we'll have to hold off before we declare a pole winner here, because I'm sure we could probably still get somebody here that hasn't qualified yet. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at the points here? Since we're going to wait for that, this will be a good time to go over those. Tanner, how are we sitting right now in the driver standings?
Well, in the driver standings, we just talked about Andrew Farniar's currently so far on top of the board in qualifying trim. He's currently sitting on the top of the board in points standings, 93 points ahead of the cutoff line of the playoffs, and he actually gained 3 spots in the last race. Dylan Jones sitting in the second spot in the standings with 43 points ahead of that cutoff line, so plenty of points to work with right there. William Roberts Jr. currently in third. Fourth place, Alan Elwood. Fifth place, David Washington. Eric Stanford, sixth in points. Kyle Kamer is in seventh in the points. Richard Regan Jr. is eighth in points. Gary Sexton, who I believe can pick up some serious points today, is currently in ninth in points. Ellery Queen rounding out that top 10 in points. And pretty much from there on out, from 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th, gets a little interesting there, Sean.
All right, and Tanner, before I go over the details of today's race, want to remember everyone that today's race is brought to you thanks to Paradigm Technology. Paradigm Technology hates seeing ideas go to waste, which is why they offer an app sharing program so that those without the means to fund an app development initiative can share their ideas safely with a Paradigm specialist. If your idea has merit, Paradigm will defer all development costs until your app starts generating revenue, all in the name of innovation. Find out more about Paradigm at paradigm.technology or at paradigmdevelopment.net. All right, now let's look at the details of today's event. This is round number 5. Sorry about that. We're here at Texas Motor Speedway. Hard to believe we've already knocked out 4 rounds this season. Of course, these are the Xfinity Monster Cup, not the Xfinity, I'm sorry, the Monster Cup Energy cars, the Gen 6, the Chevrolet, the Ford, and the Toyota. It is the iRacing fixed setup. Now, they do get 5 sets of tires. That includes the one that they start the race on. 2 caused incidents by any one individual driver will cause their disqualification. And yes, folks, we do have a green-white checkered finish here. And if the race finishes under yellow, the top 10 drivers will have just one attempt, Tanner, for a green-white checkered going green after the pace car pulls in from the victory lap. Now, we talk about Texas Motor Speedway and being out here and all this land and country. You know, there is a little bit of wind blowing out there today. That could be a bit of a factor here at Texas Motor Speedway too, can't it, Tanner?
It definitely can be, especially when you're hitting top speeds of 200 miles an hour or just a tick over on entrance of the corner. So far, the wind is coming from the north at 11 miles an hour, and that can play a big role as the handling of the race cars when they get off into the corner and get on the exit of a corner, and especially in hot, slick condition with 109-degree track temperature. And that temperature will heat up as the race goes on.
Yes, it will. And you talked about the tires just before when we're talking earlier here in the pre-race show. Boy, 10 laps is going to be, it seems like if you can get a good run at 10 laps, then that's probably all about you're going to get. And the fall off in times, I suspect even the fastest guys at the end of their tire run may be in the 32s, mid 33s possibly.
We're going to see some heavy fall off as this race goes on, and we're going to start seeing that fall off about 5 to 10 laps into a run. So yeah, you're correct. If they're going to be running race trim about anywhere from the high 30s to 31s, you're going to be seeing tire fall off from 32.5 seconds all the way to 33 seconds. So you're absolutely right, Sean. Tire management is going to be huge and king.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and award our poll winner and get that out of the way here now. It looks like qualifying is official. So our Sim Speed Shop poll award is going to go to Andrew Farniar's today, the New England driver, with a 29.989. Just burned up that track. Not much of a gap there, though, only about 2/100ths of a second. So the round 5 winner is Andrew Farniar's. Now, for every 2 polls, a driver earns $5. And the driver with the most polls at the end of the season earns $20, courtesy of simspeedshop.com, a great place to order custom button boxes as well as buy and sell used equipment. For more information, go to simspeedshop.com. Tanner, a button box sounds good. I need one of those. I don't have one.
Neither do I, and I've never used one actually before as long as I've been a member on iRacing, and so far I've been doing pretty good without one, but having one just seems like an extra perk.
Yeah, it would be nice. I know my rig could stand to have one here. I just recently moved and I haven't set my rig back up yet. I can commentate, but I can't race. So we're gonna fix that this weekend. But I'll tell you what, we've got about 2.5 minutes before we set these up for the grid. We're gonna take a quick break here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. We'll be right back. Back to it here on the Global Sim Racing Channel for the Paradigm Technology 200 tonight here. And Tanner, it's time to get going, buddy. The car is getting ready to grid here on track. Got a good field tonight. 31 cars registered. Let's see, we had 24. Take a time lap here. Not a guarantee that all 20 or all 31 will start, but we are going to have a good field here at Texas Motor Speedway. Every manufacturer well represented here. Let's head to the grid. On the pole, it's going to be Andrew Farnyaris. Carl Shedd sitting there in second. Tanner, row 2.
Third place, David Washington. And fourth place, Mark Wilsley.
All right, row 3, going to be Kyle Kammer and Richard Reagan Jr.
Gary Sexton's going to roll off in the 7th spot, and Gabriel Wood will roll off 8th.
Row 5, Dylan Jones in the number 16 and Josh Bonwell, the number 56.
Carl Height starts right outside the top 10 in 11th tonight. He'll be side by side. Starting at 12th tonight will be Eric Stanford.
All right, and then we got Andrew Payne starting 13th tonight, and 14th right next to him there, Will Davis.
Jesse Abraham qualified 15th tonight, and he'll be side by side with Memphis Reigns, who's starting 16th.
I like that, Memphis Reigns. It sounds like a blues band. Row 9, William Locklear and Blake Griffith.
Judd Danielson will roll off 19th, and rounding out the top 20, Mark Clewell.
All right, Clewell with the 20th spot there. 21st going to go to Ken Richardson tonight, and Mike Donahue sits 22nd.
Robert McFarlane rolls off 23rd, and 24th, Gerald Campbell.
Okay, now the rest of these drivers have not taken the qualifying time tonight. Alan Elwood there in 25th. Joe Owen, 26th.
Ethan Moore, 27th. Kevin Fetty, 28th.
All right, at row 15, going to be Stephen Lou Allen and Ellery Queen. And then right there behind Ellery, Sean Callist will start 31st, and that is it. 31 cars peeling off now. Everybody's set here. The lights will be out in the pace car, and we'll come around to turn 3. We'll be ready to drop the hammer and get this race going. Tanner, you got an early pick here real quick?
An early pick. Oh, boy. I am going to circle him right now. I'm going to go with the number 20, Carl Shed.
Shed, okay. All right. I like that. Yeah, all right. Well, let's see. I'll tell you what. I think that's a pretty good pick. I think I'm going to have to side with you on that. The driver from Texas was hot in practice, was hot in qualifying, and boy, the conditions just seem right for a boy from Texas to win this race. So we'll see. Andrew Farnyard, they're going to leave him around. Mustang pace car gets ready to peel off this track. Everybody ready to go here. But it's up to the 98 or the 88 to get him started. 98, David Washington right behind him. Carl Shed to his outside. Battle of the Blue Ovals. It's time. The Paradigm Technology 200 is green. Andrew Farnyard is on the loud pedal across the line. All by himself. Already opens up half a car length. Gets the solo run into the turn. Washington right there with him. Shad going to drop in line. Keeps it a little bit low on the track there. Ooh, a little bit of a wiggle there for the 98 of David Washington. Farnyard gets away clean, though. A lot of grip down there so far. Don't expect that to last for long. Everybody settling in here up front. Mark Wilsey settles into 4th. Richard Reagan down into 5th.
Andrew Farnyard completes the first lap and leads the first lap of the evening of this evening's festivities as everybody's settling in line. The first side-by-side battles back there. I think that's the number 16 car. That would be Dylan Jones. Be a battle back there for about 8th, 9th spot. And now they, as soon as I get to them, they go single file.
Right. Jones decides to drop in line. It's the better part of the battle. Right. Oh, and a bit of a slip up there. Who was that? Just behind Jones. Yeah, it was like Gabriel Wood slips up, and now here comes Carl Heitz. Richard Reagan makes the pass on Wilsey, and Wilsey takes it right back. They're battling here up front.
Wilsey on the high side, and number 3 Coca-Cola Chevrolet battling with the number 46 of Richard Reagan Jr. Richard's been fast as of late in this, not just the series, but the league itself. Nice and steady pace.
Am I going to call him Ronald at least once? I don't know. Maybe. Possibly. We'll see. Wilsey's still battling up on the top side there. That number 3 Coca-Cola machine is really set up well to run that top groove right now. He's in the middle here through turns 1 and 2.
Usually that's not the groove you want to be in the early stages of this race unless the tires start settling in and the drivers change up their line. Kyle Kamer underneath the number 3 of Wisley.
Yeah, that 16 Dylan Jones, actually. Jones with the run in the PowerTel machine there on the bottom. Wilsey up there not moving. Ooh, nice.
If Wilsey can get down in that little hole right there to get on that inside, which I don't think is going to happen this time but I think he's going to wait till Sexton gets by him and then just settle in line because right now he's losing a number of spots on that higher line.
Sexton lets him in finally. All right, Farnyard's got a little company. David Washington keeping him at arm's length, about 2 cars lengths between them. Washington liking the air behind Farnyard right now. Farnyard, though, setting the pace.
Yeah, Farnyard's doing a really good job with that clean air, and David Washington doing a nice job keeping tabs with Farnyard. Nothing has really changed between those 2 drivers. Carl Shea has actually lost a couple of tenths to those top 2 drivers up there. Right now it's about 9/10 of a second coming off turn number 4.
Dylan Jones taking another spot away. Gets under camber. Gets the position across the line. Jones moving up 4 spots. Finds himself now in 5th place. Camera got to watch out there. Wilsey looks to get close to him, and then Wilsey has to back out of it just a little bit. Cameron doing a good job. Oh, I say that, Cameron gets a little bit of loose there. Almost brushes the wall, Tanner.
Almost brushes the wall, almost kissing the wall, but keeping that number 8 Chevrolet all under intact. Wilsey is actually getting a nice run coming off turn number 4. Doesn't really have anywhere to take that momentum. It actually looked like he kind of broke that momentum just a little bit.
All right, let's real quickly, got to jump back. Jesse Abraham sitting in 19th. He's got a gaggle behind him. I mean a gaggle. I'm talking about 10, 11 cars. Ethan Moore right there on the low side at number 23 looks to try and pull off a move here. Blake Griffith back there, Gerald Campbell, Ken Richardson, Stephen Llewellyn.
That turn 2 area is so special here at Texas because that wall just jumps out right at you when you're coming off the exit of the corner.
Ask Mike Skinner how that wall jumps out of your badge.
Absolutely.
Wicked memory of him hitting that wall out there many, many years ago, and I can still hear it and feel it. But yes, it comes up quick, and quick right now is Ethan Moore, who still continues to try to get that position away.
Well, hopefully nobody's going to get all loose and spin out and wreck like, who was that back in that qualifying run back in 2008 that wrecked really bad? Michael McDowell, that was, I believe.
It was. I think it was just the 10th anniversary of that here a few days ago, actually, that we're talking about that.
Ooh, good battle right here. Wilsey gets around the number 46 there,
yes,
of Richard Regan Jr. Now Wilsey gets himself to the bottom.
Richard trying to recover from that. Here comes Cameron. Got to watch out for Cameron. That car has looked good here early. Drivers now settling into their 10th lap on these tires. Oh, the 46 making a move. Here goes Richard Regan to the bottom side.
The most entertaining battle right here is between Wilsey and Regan. Regan on the bottom, Wilsey on the high side, and Wilsey stuck on that higher line. Kyle Cameron really has nowhere to go except to follow the guy on the inside in the middle of the corner. Ooh, he's hitting the apron there. Cameron's hitting the apron there.
Gotta be careful. You do not want any part of that apron.
Yeah, and here comes Sexton to take advantage of that mistake. Good racing overall in the opening stages here. We've already completed 11 laps so far out of 132 that is scheduled to be run here tonight.
Man, there is a driver back here right now in 12th place, Alan Elwood. He's picking him up and dropping him, buddy. 13 spots he's already gained in this race. Got himself a 12, getting ready to take down Josh Bonwell. Here comes the driver from Club Ohio.
Man, Alan Elwood, yeah, he started deep in the field, and I believe he's up there in the point stands. I'm going to recheck my notes. 4
points behind the leader, Andrew Farnyard. So, yeah, Alan certainly on a mission here to make things up from that qualifying effort. Actually, maybe Alan didn't get one now that I'm thinking about it.
Alan did not even qualify.
Yeah.
But Elwood showing some strong muscle in the early stages of this race, showing that he could be a factor before this night is over. And I actually completely wrote him off. So I didn't see him. I'm usually seeing him up towards the front, but today he started 25th. And actually, like you said, picking him up, picking him down. He's passing Carl Heitz right now, coming off turn number 2. Heitz is actually in the wall. So far, we're okay.
So far, so good. Man, and David Washington is really, really starting to open the gap on Carl Shedd. It's turned into basically two groups, our two leaders and then everybody else behind him.
Trying to see what would be the fastest lap of the race so far.
Oh, Elwood spins!
Oh, no!
Elwood spins down
and
on the
no
inside.
Caution! Oh, no caution. He's on the deep of the track. The iRacing admins or officials are not going to call it yellow because he's away from the traffic.
Oh, Elwood in the wrong direction right now. He's trying to get the car to, he's doing the old three-point turn here in the apron, trying not to cross that white line and bring out a caution flag. We've got the replay up on the screen. He's just going to lose it by himself. The car snaps on him. He hits that inside concrete retaining wall. Oh. Let's look at it on board here, Tanner. Try and walk us through this.
Turn number 2. This is the loosest part of the racetrack. Left, right, left, right. Oh, man. I tell you what, the best way to describe this, Sean, is driving a Monster Energy NASCAR Cup car on iRacing is like dancing with the chainsaw in your hand. I mean, good Lord. Did you? I mean, the way he was fighting that wheel coming off turn number 2, and
I'm still in that one. Man, wow. All right, well, back to the race, and Richard Reagan still holding off Mark Wilsey. Kyle Cameron just following and watching right now. He's kind of sitting in that popcorn position, hanging out, enjoying the run right now. Here we go, 18 laps when they come across the line next time. Elwood in the pit. I've got to imagine it's going to be a lengthy stop for him. There's a lot of damage on that car.
There is heavy damage on that number 5. Elwood was having such a tremendous start to the race, and
he's going to have to get back out here.
I mean, at least on my screen, I'm showing no rear bumper whatsoever, no front bumper. I'm seeing nothing but engine.
You know, we haven't even looked at the race analysis real quick, but we are stage racing, folks, and 33 laps. They will throw the caution flag, and they will come in for the completion of the first stage. Stage 2, another 33 laps, and then 55 to the end, the final stage. Or I'm sorry, no, 66. My vision just not as good as it used to be, folks. Fuel run can go 45 to 50 laps, but let's face it, we all know that's not happening. These cars are way too loose to survive the length of a fuel run. I don't know. It's actually been, except for what happened to Elwood, it's been pretty smooth. But again, and I'm watching Ethan Moore having a little trouble back here. The 23 struggling. He was up against the wall. He was sitting right in the draft of William Locklear. Car got wicked loose and then up against the wall. He's drifting again up there. The handle's starting to go away.
Yeah, he's in trouble. He just lost. I think he's got William Locklear, who's just ahead of him, and he's about to lose him. The way that 23 car is handling, he needs some stickers.
A lot of good little battles going on here throughout the field. I wouldn't say anyone has exactly run away with it yet. Shed has actually started to close the gap on Washington again here up front. Shed bringing Dylan Jones with him. Dylan's still having a good run here up front.
There's a neat little battle back here. That line. Oh, we got a car in the wall. It's number 96, Carl Heitz, again on entrance of turn number 1. But the crazy thing about that is that he didn't lose any momentum because he's going by Gabriel Wood off of turn number 2.
Look at that. The Hazy sign Chevrolet still trying to get it done here.
Yeah, Carl Heitz has actually changed up his line. He's actually been really high, more than any other driver.
Well, maybe he's improved the aero on that Chevrolet just a little bit there.
Yeah, he's really high in that gray area, but he's getting the nice runs off corner exit. Here comes Gabriel Wool right up to that back bumper. Oh, into the wall again, those drivers are. We're wrecking now.
And that's going to bring out a caution.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Carl Heitz on his lid.
And I'm shocked the yellow's... Okay, there's the yellow.
Carl Heitz. That took a while for that yellow to come out, but poor Carl. That, we're going to bring it up on the replay here.
Oh, the number 44 got... Oh, man, he was just the innocent bystander.
Yeah, Carl got a piece of the wall there, and it just didn't recover. And, of course, the 14 of Will Davis, like you said, he just had nowhere to go. He plows into Gabriel Woods, so 3 cars there just destroyed. All right, we're going to go on board with Gabriel Wood here.
And watch a slingshot. Gabriel Wood right here down the back straight away. Car in the wall, fighting, handling the race car. Pow!
Yeah, that Snow Motorsports Ford Fusion couldn't survive that. They'll be looking at a lengthy repair for that machine. I'm going to go on board Will Davis here. You'll see how quickly Will's line went away from here.
Yeah, this is very disappointing for Will Davis, man. Right here, he's coming off turn number 2, just riding his race. He's a little further back from the incident. By the time he sees the incident, by the time the 00 shoots onto the racetrack, oh, nowhere to go. Dead cone. I hate when that stuff like that happens. People are pitting.
We've got some, but not everybody.
Yep, Andrew Farnyards decided to stay out.
In fact,
So did David Washington, Carl Shedd.
a lot of drivers staying out here. Wow, Farnyards, Washington, Shedd, Dylan Jones, Richard Riggin, Mark Wilsey, Gary Sexton, Bonwell, Clewell. Oh, we're going to have fun with that. Stanford, Moore, Abraham, Campbell. Wow. Your top 15 now all going to sit out there on 25-lap old rubber. We know they still have about a half a tank, maybe just a little bit less than that. So, a little difference of opinion on strategy here. It looks like it's just about split down the middle.
Yeah, just a little bit, but I think again, stage points that means a lot in any kind of in the NASCAR racing world today.
If we get restarted, they're only going to have about 5 laps, maybe 4. Worst case scenario, but interesting. Okay, well, let's see if they can get up through the field. It'll be Stephen Llewellyn be the first of those drivers. He sits in 16th with Kyle Kammer right there with him. Andrew Payne and William Locklear, Blake Griffin. But just like this race started, it'll be Andrew Farnyards that's going to sit up on the pole, and David Washington will start on the outside. Carl Shedd, Dylan Jones, they rode 2.
The crazy thing is that, yeah, I know the stage points because right now you got 15 cars that stayed out under this caution flag. But the crazy thing to notice here, and keep this in mind for later in the race, is how much of a difference tires is going to be if you play your cards just right. So this is the interesting scenario, but stage points again mean a lot to these drivers.
Tanner, not much more different than what happens at the real world at this track. Always seems to turn into somewhat of a fuel mileage and or tire race at Texas. In fact, for this weekend, Goodyear announced they're bringing a whole new left side compound, both left side tires. So, the games continue at Texas Motor Speedway. That's why Eddie Gossage installed a carnival there a couple of years ago. So, I think that had something to do with it. But it's always a circus.
Well, I'll tell you what, so the way some of these Texas races have gone in recent NASCAR memory, especially here on iRacing, some of them do turn into circuses. So,
all right, well, here we
go, right?
Yes, sir. The lights are out on the pace car. Line up, get ready to get them going again here. We will restart the race on lap 29. 33 is when we get that yellow flag for the end of the first stage. And it's anybody's stage at this point. Everybody fighting here up front, your top 15 that we said all fighting with the same issue. Old tires, not much fuel, a little less than half a tank left. Got to get to the end of the stage here. Pick up those important stage points here for the top 10.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and we got a few more laps, about 5 laps until that stage comes around. So, I'm just curious how well Stephen Llewellyn and them boys back there are gonna make their way up to the field. Here we go. Right on the loud pedal goes Andrew Farnyards.
Yeah, great start by Farnyards there. He's not playing around. He wanted to get away from the mess there behind him. Now it's a sprint. Washington Jones. Willsey trying to break away there. Willsey gets a nice break, actually gets a nice
caution's out.
Caution's back out.
Oh, number 43, accident in the back, huge accident.
Ooh, that's a big one. Yeah, it's Sean Callist in the middle of that. The 43, click and close machine. His Toyota all rumpled up.
Oh yeah, it was actually the number 19 of Eric Stanford. He was in a 3 wide situation at the start of this restart. Actually, the 56 just ahead of him got really loose.
Boy, and then everybody went to scrambling. Poor Alan Elwood got caught in it again. Yeah, he was just back out after getting some damage repaired, and his machine gets torn up a little bit more, and looked like the 7 got part of that. Blake Griffith's car, a little bit damaged from that. Watching one more shot of this replay here, you're going to see it all break loose in the middle of the track.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. A lot of wheel spin on that restart, and that's just due to older tires.
Take a look here on board William Locklear's view.
Ooh.
I think he's going to have a little bit of luck riding on board with him today. He's going to make it through this. A little bit. I think they might be able to pound that out in the pits. It could have been much worse. Okay, so it's official. That lap is the end of the stage. The top 10 are the top 10 stage finishers there after that. So Farnyars is going to be pick up those huge bonus points there for leading the end of the first stage. Meanwhile, we are going to take a quick break here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. We'll be right back for the Paradigm 200 here at Texas Motor Speedway. Welcome back to the Paradigm Technology 200 from Texas Motor Speedway here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. Folks, the lights are out on the pace car. It's time to get back to racing. Kyle Kammer going to start on the pole. Andrew Farnyars will take a spot on the outside this time, get a chance to start there. It'll be Washington and Richard Reagan right behind them. Carl Shedd, Mark Wilsey, Gary Sexton, Mark Cowell, Dylan Jones, Jesse Abrams, Jesse Abraham, your top 10 here to get restarted. Andrew Farnyars takes that first stage win. Kyle Kammer working with a little bit of damage on the rear end of his car. Doesn't look like it'll be too bad. Shouldn't affect the aero. The Ford Mustang Pace Power going to get off the track. The green flag going to drop. Kammer going to hit the hammer and go. He's going to pull away from Farnyars here initially. Kammer with a good start there. Ooh, Farnier's tracking on him here really, really good.
This is a true test right here for Cameron because he's on 5-lap older tires than what Andrew Farnyards is. But the problem thing is we just had a caution, so not a lot of laps to really determine. And here goes Farnyards for the race lead, and he took the lead just before I could even say it.
You know, we really don't know how much that wrinkle on the rear bumper, Cameron's car, might be affecting him. This is an aero-sensitive track, and they're making a move. There's the 98. Does Cameron know he's there? Washington on the inside. He takes it away. Here comes Richard Reagan. Cameron getting hung out to dry here.
Yeah, he definitely is getting hung out to dry, man. They just gobbled him up like he was nothing. So Cameron's going to haul back right into the fourth position. And right behind Cameron is that number 20 car of Carl Shed. I'm just curious what Shed's going to do coming off turn number 4, if he's going to get a run at Cameron. But Cameron looks like he is coming. Oh, 46! Richard Reagan get all loosey-goosey off turn number 4. Man, that was a good, pretty good save right there. Nice job.
Not bad indeed.
Cameron's on the high side, trying to utilize that higher line. Technically, that was the only line he could have really used to avoid the 46 from getting loose.
Boy, here comes Shed and Willsey. Watch out. Shed's got it hooked up right now.
He definitely does. These guys don't want to run each other over, so they're kind of checking up here and there, too.
Yeah, you see here as Shed is following Cameron, you can see the extent of that damage I was talking about before. It may or may not be affecting him. What it may be doing is creating a little bit of dirty air for the car behind, but Shed not behind anymore. He's now down on the inside. He's got a fender in.
A fender in. He looks like he's going to come off turn number 4. Shed versus Cameron to the line. Shed beat him to the line that time by number 3. I think he just tapped the wall because he just lost the spot to Jones.
Yeah, Jones moving his way back up through the field again. Oh wow, Jones got a big run there.
Coming off turn number 2, man, it just gets scary. Fun and scary at the same time. And here comes Jones underneath the 8 of Kamer. Kamer looks like he got a good run off of turn number 4. He might be able to go side by side with Shed. Absolutely got to that quarter panel side by side down turn number 1 with Carl Shed. Kamer pushing up the hill. Here comes Willsey on the bottom. This is like the most entertaining part of the racing action that's going on right now.
Well, Dylan Jones in that 16 flirting down there with that white line and that apron. But he gets by the Chef Andy's Ford of Carl Shed there and gets by him. Chef Andy's lobster rolls and such or something like that on the hood there.
Almost doored between the 8 car of Kyle Kamer and Mark Willsey in the 3. Almost made contact.
Here comes Gary Sexton trying to get up in the top 5 of this race.
He's been quiet in the first 40 laps of this race. Started 7th, currently in 8th, so he's been kind of up and down around the area he started here tonight. So Sexton trying to make a move under Kamer off to turn number 4. And right behind Kamer is number 93 of Andrew Payne.
Oh, Sexton!
Oh, no!
Sexton gets into him.
Trying to slow down.
Kamer was almost got it corrected. Sexton couldn't get out of the throttle enough there to keep going around. The damage is going to be minimal, though. Easy for me to say. I'm not having to drive the car, but it doesn't look like too much damage was done there. There's Kamer up to the top side. Sexton down below here. Sexton just looks like the car's going to turn right on him a little bit. He's going to get a piece of that left rear quarter. You can see right there where Kamer almost gets it turned around, but he just Sexton could not get on the brakes hard enough there to stop that from going all the way through.
That was just a racing mistake right there. Got to the left rear quarter panel just before they entered the corner of turn number 1 and turned Kyle Kamer around. Just an unfortunate racing incident.
Man, that was, I got to tell you, again, the damage minimal on that. I think the both of them will probably come in and get those cars serviced and try and get some of that banged out. Of course, they're going to cycle the back of the field here. looking to see if anybody's going to go for the pit lane. It looks like our leaders are going to stay out. So
David Washington, number
okay.
98, one of our front runners on the pit road.
Okay, so Washington's going to go in and try something a little bit different. But with everybody else here staying out of the track, we're going to do another quick break here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway, here for the Paradigm Technology 200. And folks, we have seen quite a battle here so far. Everybody's ready to go here now. We didn't have a lot of takers there for the pit stop. In fact, David Washington, one of the leaders that came in, and well, we'll see what he can do with that. Eric Stanford also came in. He remains on the lead lap. Currently, we have looks to be 22 cars left on the lead lap here, and Andrew Farnyard's going to get him started this time, and Richard Reagan's going to be his partner on the outside. Tanner, I'm ready to go, buddy.
Yeah, I'm ready to go too. I'm waiting for these green flag runs to start kicking in here, because we're bound to see one eventually here. But nonetheless, it's going to be all Andrew Farnyards, who's going to be leading the race right now. Richard Regan Jr., that front row, right on the loud pedal right away goes Andrew Farnyards. Green flag, we're back racing at Texas.
Farnyards with another great start. Watch out for Dylan Jones. That car's been moving forward for quite a while, and now he's got second. And I'll tell you what, Richard Reagan not going to give up there on the top side. There's Carl Shed in the 20s, still down on the bottom. Remember, these cars...
Oh, trouble, number 9 around. That is Stephen Wellen.
Oh, Lou Allen.
Oh, huge accident.
Yeah, Lou Allen's going to get a little help there from Gerald Campbell. Those two are going to get together. That is going to bring the caution out. Several cars behind them get collected. Looks to be Eric. Oh, I said Stanford. There was, the 43 in that again. He got caught up in that. Sean Callis, no luck today at all. The 43 takes a little bit more of a beating. Here we are on the replay. to see the 9 and the 6 get hooked up here. Just nowhere to go. You've got 3-4 cars wide trying to get through there, Tanner.
Yeah, absolutely. Just nowhere to go, especially when a car hits towards the inside and ricochets up onto the racetrack. But we get an onboard with Joe Owen, number 24. This will be excited to see.
On Callis here, we'll go back and look at Joe in a moment. Callis again in that 43. Illinois driver just not finding any luck here until Texas Motor Speedway this evening. Wrong place, wrong time. He's going to get turned around there. More damage on that car.
And I tell you what, you say more bad luck. If you didn't have bad luck, you wouldn't have any luck at all.
We've got a little bit of a case of cautions, breed cautions right now, unfortunately. Shame to see Campbell get caught up in that. Campbell had put in a lot of practice laps.
I think he squeaks right by here. Hello.
Well played there, Joe. Well played. What do you do now? I got to think these guys gonna want to come down, but now they're gonna stay out. Position so important right now. Remember that at lap 66, so we're not far out from the next stage, and position again so important. We've just not seen a whole lot of quality passing here so far, have we, Tanner?
We have not, but I tell you what, if you see any quality passing, it was David Washington. He gained 5 spots in the first 2 corners on that restart, and he actually took a couple cars 3 wide and got through that incident. He's currently in 12th with the freshest tire.
Well, unfortunately, we've seen a bit of attrition today. We've had a few drivers go behind the wall. Memphis Reigns, one of them, Alan Elwood, Carl Hayes, and Will Davis. And I think Blake Griffith may be following behind. I'm not sure about him yet, but yeah, like I said, several drivers dropping out now. Josh Bonwell still in getting repairs, so we could see Josh return to this race. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Josh is back out on the track after about 6.5 minutes of repair. So we've still got a good field, a lot of cars left in this race. But things up at the front haven't changed much. Andrew Farnier is still the anchor of this field, and well, not the anchor, but the leader of this field. Dylan Jones currently sitting second, Carl Shedd third, Richard Reagan fourth, Mark Wilsey, Andrew Payne, Jesse Abraham, Kyle Cameron back to 8th, 9th for Ethan Moore, and Ellery Queen getting himself up into the top 10 here. Queen starting in 30th today. I'd say things are starting to work out for Ellery. He is beginning to make a little progress in this race.
Yeah, and just ahead of him, Ethan Moore started 27th, and he's shown his struggles today as far as the handling of the race car, but so far he's cracked the top 10 in 9th position. So I tip my hat to both drivers, Ethan Moore and Ellery Queen both.
Like I said, we are fast approaching the end of the second stage. Lap 66 is when they'll shut it down. We're working lap 50 here right now. And the lights are off on this pace car. Everybody getting ready to go again as they head down that long back stretch. These Cup cars just get up to about 200 miles an hour as they head into turn 3 when they're at full song.
Absolutely, these cars they're tough to handle, and they get tougher to handle each build that iRacing releases. So you really got to be up on your game whenever you intend on driving these cars.
I never heard a driver say driving a Cup car was easy.
Like I said, it's like dancing with a chainsaw.
If it was easy, everybody would do it, right?
Absolutely.
Here we go. Pace car, pull it off. Andrew Farniar's going to hold him up a little bit, and there he goes. On the hammer. Dylan Jones going to go stay up on that top side. Going to try and get a little momentum up there, down into turn 1. Farniar's going to lead him through, just as he's done every lap before this. Jones, though, gets a good run off the start. Carl Shedd Richard Reagan coming along.
Oh, trouble. Ethan Moore. He made contact with somebody. Got really loose. Oh, man. He actually kept it straight. So far, so good. But, man, that got scary back there. That was a 3-wide scenario.
Well, the front of the field has gotten away, and they are line to stern right now as they head back across start-finish line into turn 1. Farnyar's opening up a bit of a gap on the rest of the field. Carl Shedd got to watch out. Richard Reagan got quite a run behind him there.
Oh, man, the driver to keep your eye on right now is David Washington, man. He got a huge run, had to breathe, get off the throttle a little bit to get underneath the number 97 of Jesse Abraham. But, man, he is picking them up, dropping them down with some fresher tires than everybody in the top 10.
Boy, everybody wants to get to the front here or into the top 10 for this stage. Wilsey still digging hard up there. Here comes David Washington. Man, that car is on rails right now. He's about to knock down Andrew Payne. He's going to pass Payne like he's standing still.
Yep, and that is the difference between tires, folks.
Ooh. Here comes David Washington. That's 2 spots. Up to 5th, Richard Reagan. Reagan got a little loose there. He's going to cruise on by Reagan. Washington really taking advantage of these guys with those tires that are just about half as old.
23 lap, not 23, but 11 lap old tires is the difference between David Washington and everybody in that top 10.
Washington right now looks primed to get to the front here before his tires fall off. Now, he's going to hit that fall off here eventually. He's digging awful hard. But boy, he could hit a wall once he gets right behind Dylan Jones there. If he hits that wall, it'll all been for naught. That'll be good positive points, but he certainly won't be winning the stage.
Well,
Can he get around?
Yeah, I think he'll get around the leaders right here. Right now, he's right by Dylan Jones. He's right there hunting for that race lead. He's going to get second right here from Jones. The difference between the race leader and David Washington is a huge, significant difference. About 11 to 12 lap old tires. Andrew Farnyards just ran a 31.012 compared to Washington's 30.5. That's huge. Look at this.
And that's a monster run.
Yeah, I know David Washington might be burning up his tires, but he's got more grip in them tires than any other driver.
10 laps to go here to the end of the stage.
See ya.
Wow. Well, David seems to have played it just right. Another car starting to come through as Ken Richardson just got around Jesse Abraham.
Richardson's been on a roll here, and I think he's got just about the same set of tires as David Washington. He's just a little further back.
You're all over it. He does, and he is starting to mount that run.
Oh.
Man, they are almost 3 wide here going through turns 1 and 2.
Abraham went way up the hill.
Yeah, and Ethan Moore, another driver in that battle, he was all the way up around the top rim riding up there. Now he's battling with Abraham. Abraham! Oh, boy.
Oh, man. Ever so close, ever so fast.
Good, we got a sheet of paper.
And we're still racing.
There's Cameron coming back into the picture down there on the bottom.
Cameron's got some right side damage, but he's showing signs that, hey, man, it's not going to slow me down. Already a second of a lead for David Washington.
Yeah, well played, David Washington. Definitely, man. That obviously he had a plan. He executed it, and right now, if he can just keep the car in the gray, he'll be in good shape to take out this second stage. And I got to tell you, Farnyards and Jones having a pretty good battle here. Jones maybe looking for a little something here in the middle of the track.
Just a little bit, trying to get that run on corner exit. So far, he did get the run, but he's got nowhere to go with that run. Not quite to that back bumper just yet to make a move. Down in turn number 3, similar lines on the bottom of the side of the racetrack.
Boy, and you can't be too aggressive trying to make a move either, because these cars are really unstable right now, Tanner. Right on the edge.
Yeah, the car is screaming for tires. The car is yelling at the driver, "I need tires, man. I need grip. I need everything." Just and you're just trying to hang on for the final 6 laps of this stage.
Yeah, this is where having a really good wheel is important, right? I mean, you want
Absolutely.
you want absolute precision here because these cars are so unstable.
And believe it. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm watching Dylan Jones, and I mean, you can see the car just get out of shape ever so slightly every now and then. You watch his hands, and they'll move very gently, just enough to correct that. And it seems like the hands never stop moving; they're never stable.
They're never stable. And a lot of times that is a good quality pick out of the wheel of the drivers. I mean, I just remember my first wheel was just a Thrustmaster wheel, a Thrustmaster force feedback wheel. I just jumped from that to a G27. And my performance as far as handling of a race car was so much better. So you want a good quality wheel whenever you're doing these kinds of races, especially in a cup car.
3 laps to go here to the end of the stage. Washington has somewhat run away with it up there. Still, Ken Richardson still coming through the field. Ken Richardson is going to pass Andrew Payne.
On a higher line, too.
Ken and that Arctic Cat machine, the Arctic Cat Ford. They make snowmobiles, Tanner. You know that?
I definitely did.
Snowmobiles, mules, all kinds of stuff. But snowmobiles, we had an old Arctic Cat 440 when I was a kid back in the 70s.
I wonder if Ken Richardson was at Martinsville 2 weeks ago when it snowed there.
Yeah, they could have used one of those Arctic Cats out there for sure. All right, Farnyard's bringing it around. Now, Farnyard's still ahead of Dylan Jones. Jones just does not seem to be able to make a run at him here. 1 lap to go here. Come across lap 65. Got to complete 66 laps, the end of the stage.
This will be 66 laps, so this will be 2 to go right here. He's going to come around right here. When he gets back to the start-finish line, David Washington will take the white flag of stage number 2.
Washington using a little bit of wit, a little bit of strategy there to pull off a good run here to the end of the stage. We're going to love those points.
And tip my hat to Ken Richardson, too, on the same strategy as David Washington. Yeah, it's not a stage win, but you're still getting bonus points if you finish in the top 10 at the end of the stage.
Yeah, Ken did a heck of a job coming up through the field. He came from way back, man. Passed a lot of cars to get up to 7th. He'll take those bonus points all the way to the bank. And David Washington going to cross the line and win the second stage of this race here today. Paradigm Technology 200 second stage winner, David Washington. Still waiting for the yellow flag here. And there we go.
I was digging that strategy, too, of David Washington. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. I mean, it's, it's why you run these races here, especially when you're stage racing like this. You got to have a bit of a strategy, and, who knows? Maybe David's got a little help on the box. Always great to have a good man on the box, keeping track of everything, where all you have to do is worry about racing. So, here we are at the end of the stage. Let's see here. Now, I expect everybody to make a run at the pits and get these cars fresh. Get us to the end here.
And David Washington's going to have that advantage because he's going to be the first car on the pit road to get them tires. So more than likely, unless he has a bad pit stop or has a mistake on pit road, he would be the leader coming off turn number 4. Coming off pit road. Pit road should be open this time for all drivers. Ooh.
Washington is going to keep his car on track.
Washington, I liked what you did earlier, but I don't think right now is very productive, buddy. Come on. I mean, good Lord.
Wow.
You're talking right now, with that being said, with everybody pitting, that's a 25-lap difference, unless there's a method to David Washington's madness.
Makes me think of something I heard once. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
So I literally have a calculator out. I really busted it out.
All right. Okay.
If by time we take the green flag, Washington would, if he stays out, he'll be the race leader. I'm guessing about lap 71, 72 will be the green flag lap. That's going to be 60 to 61 laps to go. He'll have to pit eventually, but he's going to lose a lot of time. I'm unsure about the strategy on David Washington's part. Like I said, there could be a method to his madness, but that's a lot of laps as of right now. Especially with an 80% fuel tank. I hate being the crew chief. Okay, he's going to come in right now.
All right, so he is going to come in. Okay, all right. Tell you what, why don't we look at the point system real quick, Tanner, and take a look and see how these points are awarded. Now, the regular season points here, the race winner gets 43 points, okay? And it decreases, like the old Winston Cup system, it decreases 1 point each position on back, okay? So, now the stage winner gets 10 points, and throughout the top 10, it decreases 1 point each position. So, very, very important points to be earned. Farnyards gets that first stage, and then, of course, David Washington pulls off the second stage. And so we've got this next stage here will be 66 laps to complete the race. You're going to need another stop to get this race done. So at this point right now, it really doesn't show any clear advantage to keep the car out on track. And David Washington doing the right thing, coming on down and getting fuel up, getting some fresh tires. And we get back to some real racing here. Carl Shed, though, going to be the first car out. He's going to start on the front row with Dylan Jones, Tanner.
Yeah, he definitely is. And Andrew Farnyards, who's been, all three of these drivers have been up towards the front all night long here tonight. That's your top three drivers, Shed, Jones, and Farnyards. David Washington, I'm actually not scored in the top five, but I got Richard Regan Jr. currently in fourth and fifth. Mark Wilsey rounding all that top five. And actually, I just got a notification that Ken Richardson has retired from the race.
Really? Yes, he has. Wow. A little more excitement. A little more attrition, unfortunately.
But that was the final stage, like you said, Sean. And we're going green to the end. Should we see another wreck on the racetrack, then the caution will come out. But hopefully the way those guys are racing, we can see some good green flag racing, because I'm looking for the green flag pit stops as any other crew chief or any other commentator up in the booth who always busts out their calculator, really wondering what the strategy is on what. With Carl Shed.
I still have the GSRC Abacus, and I got to be honest with you, it's in bad shape, man.
Carl Shed's actually going to lead for the first time today, actually, here, Sean. Coming to the green.
Chef Andy's machine, the Ford, is going to be on point here. And there we go. Lobster roll and all. On the hammer. Boy, Dylan not giving him any quarter here as they go across the line. About as close as they can be. There's Andrew Farnyards right there in the mix. Ooh, and boy, Shed gets really loose there on an entry.
He did, man. Wow, but he's still hanging on. This is a battle for that lead top spot right now. We could go 3 wide for the race lead. Down the backstretch, entering turn number 3. Farnyards could not get there in time. Probably best, just in case he may have flipped Shed. But Shed actually is out front, and he's got the 2 cats behind him racing side by side. But Jones got a nice run off of turn number 4. So did Farnyards. How are we going to take this here, boys? Because we're the aggression looks like it's picked up towards the front. Oh, Farnyards got a nice run off for turn number 2.
Here we go, 3 wide. Down the back stretch. Oh!
Oh, clowns to the left of me, jokers to my right. There goes Carl Shed, but he hops right back in line behind the 88. As Farnyards does take the race lead. Shed still in, or not Shed, excuse me, Dylan Jones still in second. Jones going for the race lead.
Going for it. I think he's going to take it great. There goes Dylan Jones right under Farnyards. Down to the bottom. Watch out for that white line. Oh, he's going to make it stick. Farnyard's going to try and cross him over coming out of 2. That's not the place to do it. Can he pull this off going into 3? Close to 200 miles an hour heading in the turn. Farnyard's going to get their first down on the bottom. Watch out, here comes Carl Shed.
Yeah, Shed's in that popcorn position. If anything happens to Farnyards and Jones, and to the line, it was Farnyards by 1. Wow.
Yeah, wow. Jones still hanging on though.
Thousandths per second.
Oh, I think Jones got just a piece of it. Nicked it as he was coming off the top of the turn.
Ooh, fantastic racing up towards the front for the race lead probably technically for the first time today. Crossover move, here comes Jones. Unbelievable run off of turn number 4, and he will beat Farnyards to the line this time by, tell you what, Farnyards and Jones, they're swapping back and forth for the race lead, and Carl Shed can't even catch him.
Swap and spit like young lovers in the backseat of a car. Things are hot and heavy here up front. With all due respect to the rest of the field, folks, the battle for the lead is intense. Willsey still having quite a battle back here. Willsey tangling with Ethan Moore. Moore.
Barnyard's going for it again.
See, there I go, leaving the battle. That's my fault.
You talk about being on fire. Just look at that front hood of the 88. You know, all fire and all. Yes, he is on fire, and he is truly showing it today. So is Dylan Jones. Man, these two drivers are really putting on a heck of a show. All right, since we got that straightened out, there's a huge battle back here with Carl Shed. It's a mess.
Yeah, it is. Shed being passed on the outside now, right by Andrew Payne. Here comes Ethan Moore, Mark Willsey, and this Willsey's been here all day.
Willsey's been in a mess all day. He just hasn't hit anything yet. Ooh, Moore. Yeah, I got a notification. Moore brushed the wall on the exit of turn number 4, and certainly he did. Doesn't look like it's significant damage. So far, hanging on to that outside line, getting a nice run and pushing. Car ahead of him. That is the number 93 of Actually, who's that number car? Andrew Payne. Yeah, I got it right. Payne on the higher line now. Moore's going to go by him. We'll see. Might take advantage of this, too, if they enter turn number 1 or get in the middle of the corner. Ethan Moore still trying to fight Payne. And this is a battle for the top 5 spot. We're going to go 3 wide, possibly, for 5th. Oh, man. Oh, man. We're fishtailing.
Yeah, Ethan got a little tight there and caught it. That's a great job.
Man,
great racecraft there. Gary Sexton back here gets around Kyle Kammer. Sexton starting to come back up to the field in his Toyota. The Paradigm Technologies Toyota Camry on the move.
Sexton's been just kind of laying back and just waiting for those 3 cats just to wreck, because the way we'll see Moore and Payne are going, that's a recipe for a 3-car accident.
Moore up there on the top side.
Oh, Payne got a little loose on entrance of turn number 3. Still trying to fight that car on the apron of the racetrack. Here comes Wilsey off the higher line. Still trying to fight the car. Here comes Gary Sexton with a huge momentum. Don't know if he's going to get side by side with him down in turns 1 and 2. Still struggling with the handling of that race car is Andrew Payne.
Sexton working hard, though. I don't want to discount what he's done, man. He has continued to move up through the field. He's getting a run there, but boy, you're right about that. Payne is definitely battling with the handling on his car.
Sexton has just not been anywhere but where he is right now in 8th. That's probably been the position he is all day. And oh man, Payne once again, left, right in that car. That's the way I play golf.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Payne real close to taking out Sexton there. He did a great job of catching it. Kyle Kammer going to pass him on the outside now.
Kammer's going to pass him on the outside. I would just try, if I was Payne, I would try to get behind Kammer right there and just trying to regroup and continue to focus on your race.
Yeah, find some stability here somewhere. He's taking a hard tumble.
Got some damage on the left front quarter panel, too. I bet that damage ain't helping out with the handling of that race car.
And up front, man, things have really settled down. Farnyards has gotten out to a 1 second break, and Dylan Jones has got about a 1.5 second break on Richard Reagan. So, again, things spread out up here. The battling starting to form here in the back of the, not necessarily the back of the field, but the middle of the field. Things certainly going on here and right now. Ooh, Gabriel Wood in the pits.
Gabriel Wood.
I think we missed something. That car's hurt.
Oh yeah, he even overdrove his pit box too.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Gabe there. We'll have to find that.
Ooh, I think I may have found. He was on lap 82, coming off of turn number 2. He was in a really high groove.
Oh, we got a replay here. Did he get a tank slapper here?
I don't think he hit the wall. I think he just washed up the hill as he's riding the middle of the corner. He was right behind that 24 machine of Joe Owen, and he just washed up the hill, almost hitting the wall. He does have significant damage from previous incidents.
Uh-oh. Yeah, you know what? He started running up the hill. I wonder if that downshift might have... It looks like he downshifted. He might have popped the motor there. If that's
accident. Yeah, sometimes... Yeah. It's very seldom I ever do it, but sometimes you accidentally downshift the car, and it really pops the motor.
Back to the action here. Ethan Moore, Wilsey going at it. Ethan Moore just getting by Wilsey. Wilsey going to try and get the move done here on the bottom.
Oh, Payne, Andrew Payne. We talked about him earlier. He was having a handling issue earlier.
Doing some maintenance on the yard. He's going to get back on track clean. There's the replay, Tanner. What happened here?
Well, he's coming. Turns 3 and 4, and he's going to get loose off of turn number 4 right here. He's going to start fishtailing it, getting sideways, going through the grass area. No caution. It was a great catch, especially going through grass because, man, all drivers in any kind of series hate going through grass. Andrew Payne, that will throw him into 17th place. And I do have to give an update on Gabriel Wood. He has retired on this evening's race.
Yeah, that's a shame. That seems to have been a pop motor on that deal. He joins a list of many right now that find their cars behind the wall. Well, I hate to say things have settled down, but things have settled down a little bit. Ellery Queen having a bit of a battle here, though, with Mark Clewell, Gerald Campbell. Oh, all right, here we go. Shed, Regan going at it here for third.
Shed, Regan, and Richard Regan Jr.
Shed's looked good all night, obviously. I talked about it early. He was great in practice, and he's been a little fortunate in this race. He's picked up a little bit of minor damage, but not that much. Enough to fight. Richard Regan right now just has the better line. Shed, oh, Regan slips that time, though. Here comes Shed to the bottom. Going to try and take advantage of it into turn 3. He certainly does. Shed up to third.
Textbook clean pass by Carl Shed over Richard Regan Jr. So that'll throw Shed into third position on the speedway. I got another battle right behind those two cats, Ethan Moore and Mark Wilsey. These guys were just battling side by side.
Gabe Wood checking in, says he didn't downshift, lost water pressure, and she popped. So some contact from earlier possibly had the gauges on that car running a little funny, and it just gave up.
Well, that's very unfortunate right there. He was having a pretty good run today, despite the damage on the vehicle. Wilsey getting underneath Ethan Moore, battle for 5th.
Yeah, these two have been together for a while. Wilsey runs up the track just a little bit. Boy, you see Ethan Moore fighting the car there. It had a little bit of drift into it there on the apex. He's able to reel it in, though, and get a nice run, kind of pull away from Wilsey a bit there.
That was a great run off turn number 2, but that tightness down 1 and 2 on Wilsey really messed up his corner exit. And right now he's actually got a great corner exit off of turn 4. He's right back to that back bumper. Let's see if he can make a move. Man, Ethan Moore just a little loose.
Yeah, he is. He is really, really fighting the car right now.
Oh,
United States Air Force Toyota is just wicked loose.
Yeah, Coca-Cola number 3 Chevrolet is just wicked loose coming off turn number 2 there. He was fighting that wheel. Trying to go underneath Ethan Moore again. Nothing has really changed up towards the front of the field. Everybody running them single file. This is actually the only battle that I've currently found on the speedway. And with all that battling, that brought up Gary Sexton.
Tell you what, let's bring in Gabe Wood real quick. We got him sitting up there for an interview. Let's put him in real quick. He can explain to us better what happened.
We got pit stops happening.
Yeah, we do actually. So we got pit stops. We'll hold off for just a second. Ethan Moore going to bring his car down. Not a huge surprise. Gary Sexton going to come down with him.
Ellery Queen also on pit road. Here comes David Washington, a name we haven't mentioned in a while. He's been in the back of the pack. He's going a lap down.
Is the plan to go to the end?
All right, got to bust out the calculator.
I think you could do it here.
"37 laps if you're pitting right now."
Definitely make it on that. Washington going to be the last one here. He's rolling off now. All right, so it looks like we might have a couple different strategies at play here again. We had a couple of early takers there, more than a couple, 4 of them. Ethan Moore, Gary Sexton, Ellery Queen, David Washington. Andrew Payne was just in a few laps ago. Battle for 6th place right now. Kyle Cameron under attack from Jesse Abraham.
Here comes Moore with fresher tires, though. Oh, man. Cameron really loose off of turn number 2. Almost. Oh, man, he got ran over from the 43 and the number 97. That was Ethan Moore, and the 97 was Jesse Abraham.
Yeah, that's the other thing you got to worry about, when you get these different strategies. And obviously the closing rate going to be really, really quick here. Yeah, here comes Gary Sexton just coming up on the bottom here. He is really running. Oh, and he's going to hit Cameron. Cameron's into the 97. Cameron.
Cameron. Caution is out. And that will probably mess up the strategy if you're not the lucky dog.
Aye. Sexton with just way too much of a run there, Tanner.
Looked like I think that number 8 actually got loose. I don't think the 13 actually made contact because there was a pretty good gap between the 2 drivers.
Boy, and I think you're right.
Yeah, the 8 car, he was stuck in the middle, and with the air that's moving around, and plus you're on older tires, you can just suck that car right around and just get really loose.
Yeah, Sexton gets a really, really good run, but you're right. I don't see any contact. It does look like Cameron started to kind of go around. On board with Cameron here, you look up on the inside. Yeah, you see that.
Yeah, he got loose.
He started sawing on that wheel before Sexton actually got there. That's just a tough break for everybody involved with that. But the leaders all going to take advantage of this caution to come in just before lap 100 of 132 tonight. And, well, they're going to come in and take those pit stops. All right, you know what? Let's bring Gabe Wood in here real quick. Talk to him. Gabe, really, really tough evening for you, buddy. You had a great car. What happened there?
Yeah, night started off well. I mean, didn't get that much practice, but somehow qualified 8th. And I was just going to look to ride that first segment, just kind of learn the car and see what the car was going to do in the long run. And unfortunately, I think it was the 95 got into me, and he got loose on back straightaway, and that was the initial damage. That first caution that came out, and I spent the entire race fixing it, and I think I got it pretty much fixed up. And then I had to pull a dumb move and ride Robert McFarland down pit road. And I apologize to him for that, but that was a dumb move for me because whenever he went to go pull into his pit, I ended up hitting him, I think, with the front end. So I think that punctured the radiator because as soon as we went back green, it was running well, you know, back up to 15th. Yeah, that thing was an absolute pig, but yeah, as went to turn 1 and
Wow.
water pressure dropped, and you know, I hate it. You know, that is, I had nothing I could do really. It gave me no warning.
Very challenging track tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. I didn't really get a chance after that wreck actually to really learn how to drive on the long run, because as soon as I got the damage, the car tightened up, so I didn't have a problem hanging on to it. But yeah, the first segment, man, that was so much fun, because you could run the outside, the middle, the bottom. You can't run the apron. I found that out about 12 times. But you had to chase her up the track. But yeah, it's fun setup, man. Almost exactly like Atlanta, and maybe not as loose, but yeah, it was fun setup.
Yeah, getting those left sides down on that white line going through these turns is just not a good idea, is it?
No, not. I would not advise it. No,
it's a tight wire you just don't want to walk. Well, listen, you know what? There's always next week, right? And you've got that to look forward to. It's a shame things ended for you here early this week. In fact, this race hasn't been very kind to the men of Georgia tonight, as it looks like Will Davis was out early too. So hopefully you two could rebound and get a better result next week. But we're about ready to go back green flag racing as the lights have gone out of the pace car. We appreciate your time, buddy, and coming in and talking to us.
Thank you, guys. Yep, chasing the B car championship. Hope it goes better. Thank you, guys.
All right, hey, good luck there. All right, Tanner, that's Gabriel Wood coming in, giving us the lowdown on what happened there. So just couldn't overcome the damage on the long run. So car peters out on him. But boy, as much as things change, they seem to kind of stay the same. Here we go. Pace car into turn 3. Andrew Farnyards is going to restart this race from the point. Dylan Jones right there with him. Carl Shedd and Richard Riggin.
Yeah, Mark Wilsey rounds out that top 5. Mark Clewell in 6th. Joe Owen in 7th. William Locklear 8th. 9th, Gerald Campbell. And running out that time, Kevin Fetty. Pace car is going to be in, and it's going to be all Andrew Farnyards.
Farnyards on it. The Paradigm 200 back underway. Dylan Jones going to get a nice break there too. Richard Reagan, Carl Shedd left back there to fight. Looks like Joe Owen got a nice start there in the 24. Oh, and he slips up. Joe's got to watch for Mark Clewell. Clewell gets down inside of him going into 3.
All right, yeah, a little about 30 laps to go. He'll get him right back. Right now, he's up to that back bumper. He might challenge him again here. No, he's not too close enough to that back bumper. But right now, it's time to go. I mean, we made our final pit stop practically here, Sean.
Big action here towards the back of the field. You've got Gary Sexton fighting Ethan Moore. Just drove through all those cars, through Stephen Llewellyn and Gary Sexton and the 94 Kevin Fetty.
Oh man, this is a 3-wide mess right here. This is ingredients of probably an 8-car wreck.
Well, I hope not. They are running though, aren't they, Tanner? Wow. Cars scrambling all over the place here now.
Yeah, they're all over the place, and they're all over each other. I mean, where are you going to go? Now remember, this is not your typical oval. This is technically a quad oval, so it's a little tough on that front straightaway.
Yeah, I have never liked racing side by side in any vehicle through that front section of the track, the quad oval part of it. It's just, as soon as you get off of turn 4, just the air gets all funny down through there, and then there's that kink that you get to, and then there's another kink, and you get any of that grass down there, then you're in trouble, or you wash it too far and you're into the wall.
IndyCar, it's fun. And Campbell looking at 7th underneath the 24 of Joe Owen. A couple of names we haven't really mentioned in the top, they haven't really been in the top 10 this evening.
I know, and you know, I feel bad. It's like, where have they been? But Joe Owen, all of a sudden, a factor in this race. The Napa Chevy almost makes contact with the 6th, Gerald Campbell. Campbell's been involved in a couple different wrecks this evening, manages to keep the VFW machine on the track. His Blue Elbow running well, but Joe Owen's Chevy running pretty well up there as well.
Oh, Sexton, I believe, just hit the wall of turn number 2 there. Yeah, he did. He's got some damage. Minor damage.
Well, Gary's a little dinged up pretty much all the way around on that Toyota, but the car is still managing to run well enough right now to be in the top 15. Top 10 might be difficult. Just up in front of Sexton, though, you still got that battle there. The number 23 still forging on. Ethan Moore trying to get back up to the field here.
He is, yeah, and right behind him, you got Abraham on the high side, and David Washington battling for position. Washington might get the spot over Abraham. This is technically a three-car battle for 12th, 13th, and 14th positions.
You know, another car we haven't talked about much at all tonight, the car in front of him, the 17 of Judd Danielson. I don't think we've even mentioned him. Judd now finds himself in the top 10, sitting there in 10th place. The cross-continent racing machine, the Toyota Camry, battle for third up front, though. Here we go. Shed getting passed by Richard Regan.
Shed, yeah, he's shown he's had a top 5 car all night long. He just hasn't really been up there leading laps. He's led laps tonight, but not too much. But although he's still remaining in the top 5, being challenged by Richard Regan Jr., and right behind him has been up in the top 5, top 10 all night. Mark Wilsey in the number 3 Coca-Cola Chevrolet. Oh, getting so close to that wall.
Tell you what, Wilsey has probably been one of the toughest competitors out here tonight. I got to be honest with you. He just worked so hard to just stay where he's at. Boy, anything outside of this top 5 is going to be disappointing for him.
Bet he's passed more cars than any other car.
You know what? And I wish I had a way of keeping track of that. If he has, I would not be shocked. But the story is up front. Andrew Farnyards just has the legs right now. He's turning great laps here. 30.908 on that last one. He is the fastest car on the track. He's got the clean air.
Oh, trouble on the back straightaway. Car way down below the apron. That was Ellery Queen. Saved it.
Wow. You know, the AdPro series is new to us here at GSRC this year, but boy, I'll tell you what, they have become old friends quick. They have exciting races every week. Ethan Moore.
Oh no! Oh no! Whoa, caution is out. Oh no, what in the world happened here?
Yeah, Washington, Ethan Moore, it looks like they just couldn't coexist on the track together. We've got it on the replay. Going into one here. Take a look, folks. That's where it all kinds of starts. And Washington's got to recover from that.
Wow, he just pulled a Dale Earnhardt right there. Holy cow.
And Moore, the car, it got loose, turned right. I can't see another explanation for it than that.
Oh, I don't know if I agree with that right there on the driver's stand. You see there, he was up in that gray area too there, Sean. Because if he was up in that gray or higher line, sometimes that can get really loose on exit corner because that turn 2 wall just jumps out right at you.
Yeah. Well, it's a tough one to call. You know, you're not sitting in the cockpit. You don't exactly know how that unfolded. But a few cars get caught up into that. The 94, who had a really good race, Kevin Fetty, had just been kind of hanging in there and surviving. Gets that Melling Ford a little twisted up after that.
That battle back there was for 10th place.
We got a lot of drivers that opt for the pit lane here. Andrew Farnyards is the one that leads him down. Farnyards is going to drag Shed out of the pit. Oh, I think Shed got him. I think Shed might have got ahead of Farnyards there on the exit.
A couple cars that did stay out under this caution flight, though. Dylan Jones, Joe Owen, Judd Danielson, and Kevin Fetty. With Carl Shed, you're right, who beat Farnyards off of pit road. And the crazy thing about this is a good spot for Carl Shed, because if that's the case, Shed's going to line up in 5th. He's going to be on the inside row. That's been the preferred lane all night tonight. Farnyards will be stuck on the higher line in 6th, trying to make his way down towards the bottom. And as soon as I say something about the driver staying out, they go ahead and they pit on me. Yeah. Well, oh no, that was that was back markers. Excuse
okay,
me.
so Joe Owen is gonna stay out. Dylan Jones is gonna stay out, and guess what? Dylan Jones, he's been fast all night. This might be the break he needed. He's finally all the way up front in the clean air. Has very little damage on that car. This could be the time for that Serve Pro Ford to make a move here.
It is, but here's the downside to Dylan Jones is that you've been running up front and you're battling for the lead all night long. You stayed out. You got 15 lap older tires than the Carl Shed and Andrew Farnyards. The first guy with fresh tires, Carl Shed. He's 4th. Farnyards is 5th. If we remain green, they're going to eat you up on tires. And that's should we stay green the rest of the way.
Well, there's not much of this one left. It's that time, Tanner. We have now turned our eyes towards the ceiling. The mirror ball starts to drop. Buddy, it's time to boogie. Let's get this party started here. On this restart, it will be for all the marbles. Remember, we do have a green-white checker here in the AdPro 360 Cup Series. The lights are out on a pace car. Joe Owen. Joe Owen started. Where did Joe start? Joe started 24th. He's the second. Joe started in 26th place. He finds himself finally at the front of this field on the front row. Going to get things started here with Dylan Jones. Folks, I would not suggest now is a time to step away for anything. This would be a good time to stick with us. Settle in. If you've run out of food, I'm sorry. If your drink is empty, I'm sorry. You're denied. You've got to stay here with us until the end. We could get another caution. I have a feeling with the races we've seen this season, Tanner, I would not be shocked if we go all the way to green here. This is a good group of drivers. Little misfortune there. Got things turned around, but here we go. Judd Danielson, Carl Shed, Judd Danielson having a great drive. Got himself here up in the front of the field. Got a little damage on the car, but I think he can survive this. Farnyard right behind him.
I don't know if he's going to survive it, but we're going to find out right here in a few seconds here. Dylan Jones, your race leader, and he's on the loud pedal. Green flag. We're back racing.
Nice jump for Dylan Jones. Whoa. On the hammer.
Oh,
quick.
3 wide. No. Andrew Farnyards had to back it off.
He did have to back it off. He thought about trying to make it 3 wide, but thinks better of it. Oh, and sliding up the track is that 17. Judd Danielson all the way up out of the groove.
Oh, the 24's in trouble. The 17's in trouble. Everybody's in trouble.
Everybody just trying to hang on, get these cars settled on this restart. The 24, Joe Owen already slipping to the top of the track. Sexton gets by. The 6 of Gerald Campbell. Gerald Campbell up in the battle now. Finds himself in the top 5. Battle for 3rd is hot.
Battle for the lead is going to happen here, too.
Yeah. Oh, here comes Shed coming around Dylan.
Bye-bye. Here we go.
Here comes Farnyards with him. He's bringing Farnyards. Woo, look at that 88 go. Oh, and the 88's going to get by Jones. And there's Gerald Campbell. Where have you been, baby? Look at him run up there in 3rd. He's got himself on a podium. He's slipping right in front of Dylan Jones.
Man, where did Gary Sexton come from, though, too? Right behind these cats.
He's involved in that incident, and Sexton manages to overcome the damage on that Toyota Camry. Might be selling a lot of those tomorrow. Look at this lead. Farnyards goes to the front. Not for long. Shed might cross him over here.
Nope.
Not gonna. No. Yeah, too much of a run.
Yeah, too much of a run, and the 20 car Carl Shed pushed up the track just a little bit on corner exit. That really gave a little bit of a gap between the 88 and 20.
Hey, watch out for Gerald Campbell. I'm telling you, man. He's sitting there in 3rd. He's got enough time here. He might get to Shed.
He does. That just all depends if Richard Regan will put the pressure on him for that 3rd spot. And actually, you got to tip your hat to Gerald Campbell. Oh, we got trouble.
Look at this battle up back here. We got the 62, the 65. Clewell, Ellery, Queen up on the outside. They're catching up to Dylan Jones. They're going to try and get around Jones.
3 wide.
Queen on the top.
Oh, almost 3 wide.
Queen's got the run now. Cleewell getting dropped.
Holy moly. Oh, and Kyle Kamer just hit the apron right there. Oh, and then Dylan Jones is all loose, getting passed by everybody.
Sexton riding through the grass on the front stretch. Wilsey going to get around him on the top side as they head through one. Wilsey not completing the pass. Sexton still got the momentum. Boy, Sexton got the luck of the Irish with him in that green, blue, and black car tonight.
And those drivers that stayed out there, Sean, in the words of our very own Soup Zahn, those drivers are dropping like pigeons.
Yes,
oh, Jones just hit the wall, turn number 4.
Jones going to continue forward. Sexton, Wilsey going at it here. Oh, man.
It's tough, but man, Wilsey's getting them nice runs on corner exit, though.
Wilsey is just driving the wheels off of that Chevrolet tonight, man. I know we've talked about him a lot, but man, there's been plenty of reason to. He's been just driving so hard all night. Hats off to Gerald Campbell just in front of him. 20 positive spots. He's moved up to this field. Been such a long race. But yeah, there's Sexton and Wilsey still battling just behind him. Sexton finally going to complete the pass and get himself here in the 5th. Just under 10 laps to go now.
Sexton just hit the top 5 for the first time tonight.
Farnyard starting to kind of really run away with it. The clean air has been his best friend here all of a sudden. About 1.5 seconds back to Shed. Shed's holding down 2nd place. Richard Regan holding down 3rd right now. The gaps are good. They favor all these drivers here to hold their position if they can just keep it on track without any mistakes. Campbell in good shape. They're in 4th. Sexton still battling with Wilsey. That's a battle for top 5. William Locklear doing a good job of holding on to 6th place, but boy, he's starting to get caught. Here comes Ellery Queen. Cleewell getting a run off the turn. Here comes Cleewell to make a move on Ellery. He's going to get down below Ellery Queen.
Ellery Queen is actually challenging Queen, Mark Cleewell is challenging Queen for 8th. He's gained 2 spots in just a lap.
And Cleewell was Ellery Queen was drifting out of turn 4. Oh, he's in the wall.
Queen. Yep. Kyle Kamer just outside that top 10 right there. That would be for 10th place if he can get by Ellery Queen. Kamer's seen a lot of action tonight.
I'll tell you what, 7th position is not settled back here. William Locklear is getting just hounded by Mark Cleewell right now. Cleewell has found the run. Cleewell now looking to the inside of the 4. He's going to get him coming down the back stretch there. Opening things up. Andrew Payne is kind of gathering things up again. Remember him?
Yeah. A lot of these drivers have found some kind of incident with the night, but actually we haven't really talked about William Locklear or Mark Cleewell. Not all too much here tonight. They've been quiet, and actually they were outside the top 10 majority of the race. Right now they're in the top 10, but Andrew Payne, yeah, he's seen a lot of action, especially for himself, and he wants to challenge Cleewell for 7th, and look at that. Dive it right down at the bottom to take 7th away.
And up front, Farnyards is flawless with 4 laps to go here across the line. Just short of the 200 required miles to complete this race. Right. He's put it up to 2 seconds over Shed. He started on the pole. He's managed to keep his car up and around the front of the field all night.
Crazy thing right now between Farnyards and Shed is that they're run very similar lap times right now. 31.5s for both drivers last time by at the start-finish line. Farnyards is going to come to the line now and he just ran a 0.2 faster.
Kyle Kammer back here looking to get maybe one more position. He's working on the 4 right now. William Locklear. Kammer looking to the inside here, coming out of turn 2.
And what an eventful day for Kammer. And he'll still, and the way it's looking, he'll salvage a top 10 finish.
Boy, and I'll tell you what, Locklear had done such a great job, and it just seems his equipment is starting to go away on him a little bit. He's got Ellery Queen right behind him. Ellery almost loses it. Coming off of turn 4, that first part of the dogleg there did not look good. It's getting time to get back up front here, though, to Andrew Farnyards, who's had one whale of a race here at Texas Motor Speedway here today. The white flag is unfurled as he comes across the line. Andrew Farnyards and his Ford. Folks, he's looking for a sponsor because I don't see one on it. That's my paint sitting update, but that's what the director's seeing too. That Ford Fusion has been bad fast all day, and it's still fast down the backstretch. 185 miles an hour into turn 3. One last turn to go here off of 4. The Paradigm Technology 200 goes to Andrew Farnyards here at Texas Motor Speedway. 200 miles in the books. Congratulations, Carl Shedd. Going to come across in second and give Richard Regan Jr. a 3rd place finish tonight. Gerald Campbell comes all the way through the field for a 4th place finish, Tanner.
And rounding out that top 5, Gary Sexton. Great finish. What a good race tonight. That's a flawless race.
Boy, and it was a good one. Several cars still coming across, but that does complete this race tonight. Tell you what, folks, we're going to step away for just a minute here on the Global SimRacing Channel. We'll come back with the results and driver interviews, and then we'll wrap it up. Welcome back here to Texas Motor Speedway. You just watched 200 miles here in the Paradigm Technology 200. Tonight on the Global SimRacing Channel, folks, let's look at the results of this race. Andrew Farnyar's your big winner tonight. He did it from the pole, and boy, it's a pretty spectacular victory. He was the man tonight. The 88 was strong. Good Ford Fusion race car there. Carl Shedd, it's going to, in fact, be a lot of Ford Fusions here at the top. Carl Shedd going to finish second tonight. Richard Regan Jr. going to complete our podium. So Ford sweep the podium, and then you're going to have another Ford there in fourth with Gerald Campbell. And the lone Toyota there, Gary Sexton, finished fifth. Mark Wilsey, the first Chevy to show up here, he gets in sixth. Seventh going to go to Mark Clewell. Andrew Payne, yes, he finishes eighth after just having tremendous trouble there in the late stages of the race, but hangs on there for the eighth place. Ninth going to go to Kyle Kammer. What a drive that driver had this evening. William Locklear going to wind up finishing 10th. And now, you know what? Hat off to William. It was a tough finish there for him, but he does hang on to 10th. Tanner.
Yeah, outside that top 10, Ellery Queen finishes 11th tonight. Jesse Abraham finished 12th. Robert McFarland, did not hear too much from him tonight. He'll finish 13th. David Washington had a good run going early in the race, but he'll wind up in 14th position tonight. Kevin Fetty in 15th. Joe Owen in 16th. 17th, Dylan Jones. Eric Stanford in 18th. 19th, Judd Danielson. And rounding out the top 20, Stephen Llewellyn.
All right, Josh Bonwell going to bring it home in 21st. 22nd, going to go to Sean Rellis. I'm sorry, Sean Kalis. Man, I cannot read anymore. Got to get some new glasses, folks. 23rd, Ethan Moore. Gabriel Wood going to finish up 24th after losing the water pressure and burning up the motor there, unfortunately for him. They'll be back to fight hard next week. Ken Richardson, 25th. Mike Donahue, 26th this evening. Blake Griffith, 27th. 28th, going to go to Memphis Reigns. Alan Elwood. Boy, a favorite to win this race, has having a great run and then found bad luck. 108 laps to go. 29th for him. Will Davis will finish 30th. And Carl Heiss is going to wind up 31st at the end of this field this evening. And I'll tell you what, it was a great race, but Andrew Farnyar has put on quite a clinic this evening. But you know what? We're going to talk to the second place driver because I don't see Andrew. Let's go ahead and talk to Carl Shedd. Carl, what a great race. You just seem to be a little bit off there for the win, but man, it was awful close. Oh, I've got your microphone muted there, Carl. Take it off mute, buddy. All right. Okay, there he goes. Carl, can you hear me, buddy? There he is. Carl, that was a great race, buddy. We had kind of picked you early. Thought the man from Texas might have had it to complete this, but Farnyar's was hard to catch, wasn't he? Carl's still working on that mic. Carl, can you hear me, buddy? I got a copy. Can you hear me? Okay, I'll tell you what, Carl, work on the mic. I'm gonna pull somebody else in real quick. We'll get back to you. Tell you what, let's go on to Richard Regan. Richard, can you hear me, my friend?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, Richard. What a race out there tonight, man. It was a tough one. This was a bit of a slog, but you fought hard all night, a lot of it with Carl Shedd. Talk to us about the battles. Yeah,
me and Carl had an awesome battle all race. Usually I don't have short run speed, but tonight I really had short run speed and was lacking a little long run. I felt like on that last restart, if I got up to him and got ahead of him, I would have been able to bring home second. But third place is not bad. We brought the car home in one piece. Everybody drove pretty good up front. Awesome race all around.
Well, I'll tell you, listen, it was fun watching you. The 46 seemed to be dialed in this evening. It really could have been anybody's victory, but Farnyar seemed to be just a little bit better. What's his secret? What do you think? Since we can't get him in here for an interview, you got any secrets that he may hold? You guys are both from the New England area, so.
Hey, if I knew his secret, I'd be right up there with him, so I have no idea.
Man, I'll tell you what, Texas Motor Speedway always seems to bring out the best of the great drivers here, and you guys had it really hooked up. What was the biggest challenge of the race tonight for you?
Just managing those tires is a pretty hard battle between speed and like short run speed and managing those tires. I think everybody was fighting that all day. After about 6 laps, this thing was just wicked loose coming off the corners. So pretty tough race, pretty long race. Glad it's over, but yeah, awesome all around.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we will see you next time. We're going to move on and talk to our race winner, Carl Shedd. He's ready now. Congratulations, Richard, on a great race. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
All right. Now we've caught up Carl Shedd. Tanner's going to talk to him.
Yeah, I caught up with Carl Shedd, and Carl, man, I tell you what, you look like you were very fast out there, but probably just not as fast as Andrew Farnyar's there. And I'll tell you what, that was your biggest competition of the night. Could you do anything different to try to catch Farnyar's?
You know, I don't think I had it tonight, fellas. It was just not, just wasn't there. You know, Andrew we got the restart, we got through the guys on old tires, and I thought, okay, 10 laps, I'm going to push it and see if maybe I can got anything at all for him, but it took him about 2 corners, and he was there. And, you know, he's a teammate of mine, so I was teasing him. I said, hey, why don't you give me a hint before you go by me? Why don't you help me out? And he said, be faster. So I thought that was pretty helpful. And then that was it. He set sail. So I just settled in there, and you know, Regan was doing a great job behind me. He and I were pacing each other the rest of the night. So from that point, it was just about maintaining that gap and bringing it home.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and the biggest topic tonight, I think, was tires. Tires seems like it has a huge fall off, and we've totally documented that. We've seen that. And what is the way? How hard is it to save tires here? Because it just seems like it is the most difficult thing on practically any oval track, not just Texas, but any oval track. What do you got to do to try to save the tire?
It's really tricky. You know, I got to be honest, I don't have a complete handle on it. Comparing tire wears there between pits with teammates, and we were all over the place. You'd have guys that would be 80s on the right side. You'd have another guy that had 84s and 86s and was still slower. You'd have other runs where, you know, a guy would be 85s on the right, and his teammate is now 80 and 88. So it's just this weird element where you're not entirely sure where the tire's going. You know, in previous builds, it was pretty easy. It was all about, you know, how early you let off and how much you rolled the center. I think there's more to it now, and clearly Andrew's got a good handle on it. But I myself found myself struggling the whole race, trying to find that balance, trying to figure out, how do I save tires? How do I take care of it? I was taking care of the right rear, and I felt like I was wearing it out. So that's a challenge, and that's something that hopefully if I ever speak to you guys again, I'll have a good answer for you. But it's definitely got me confused.
Man, hit the nail on the head, and it's not all just about turning left on an oval racetrack. There's more to it than just that. But Carl, with that being said, now we get over with Texas. Now we're headed to Richmond next week. How do you feel about your chances on going one position up to victory lane, and how do you feel about the chances about going to victory lane on a short track like Richmond?
Oh, man, boys, I've been struggling with this whole build, trying to figure it out. Richmond used to be a place that was real good to me. I had a lot of fun there. I didn't really, you know how racing is. Some tracks you get a feel. I didn't particularly like Richmond, but I always had good results. And last year, probably, it's been one of those places I really struggle. So I think if I could go there and I get a chance to run with these fellas again, and I could be in the top 10, it would be a good finish for me. There's a lot of quick guys in here that are good at short tracks, so I think that would be it. It would be patient, try and maybe figure, get another couple hundred laps trying to figure these tires out, and then, like I said, come home 10th and clean. I think anybody would be happy with that at Richmond.
Yeah, absolutely. And Richmond is considered known as a rhythm short track. Keeping that rhythm, and you'll do just fine. Carl, thank you for taking the time to talk with us here this evening. Congratulations on the second place finish.
Thanks a lot, fellas. You do a great job up here, and we'll catch you around in the future.
That was Carl Shedd finishing in second. Back to you, Sean.
All right, I pulled in Gary Sexton. We've caught up with him. Gary, that was an interesting run this evening. It came with a little nick or two here and there, but man, that car, you had that Camry just churning out the speed tonight, man.
Yeah, I'd say it was pretty quick, but boy, it wasn't. Without some events out there. I just want to start by reaching out an olive branch and saying sorry to the 8 car. I hate having any run-ins with anybody, but getting into somebody twice. That first one was definitely my fault. I just overdrove the corner a little bit and got into the back of him and did my best to stay off of him, but he was already coming around. But yeah, overall, it's a pretty good race out there. The track was really, really slick. I'm not sure If something happened with the build, I set these races up prior. I went back in and checked the setups, but it was way looser than expected. I mean, the track temperature was pretty warm, but you had to wheel that thing tonight. But I'm just glad stuck in all 132 laps. I mean, you never know with these races what's going to happen. And I tell all my new guys that come into the league that are struggling with getting in wrecks earlier on, I'm just like, you gotta stick with it the whole entire race. You never know where you're going to finish. 10 laps to go. Caution comes out. You're in 14th, but some guys spit. Some guys stay out because of the tire allotment. Some guys pit. Next thing you know, you're sitting in 5th place, and you just have to stick with it. You have to be there at the end, or you're not ever going to have a good finish.
Well, Gary, it was it was an exciting race this evening, and it's something I talked about during the race. Your group, your league is new to us here at the Global SimRacing Channel this season. But I got to tell you, man, the races have all been exciting. Quality driving, great racecraft by all these guys in your league, and boy, awful fun to get up and call these every week. And look forward to all the rest of them down the road here. Great performance by you this evening. The Paradigm Technology Toyota was a fun car to watch this evening, and certainly great having them on board as a sponsor for tonight's race.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Sean. And yeah, it's just a testament to these guys, man. We have 3 different series, all different skill levels, and every single one of them has great racing like that. And if any of you guys ever want to come down and race in some of the other, like the truck races that aren't being broadcasted by GRC, let me know. We'll get you in one of them. But yeah, Paradigm Technology, Camry was awesome tonight. I'd like to thank them for coming on board the race. They're going to be doing 7 more races this year, so check them out at paradigmtechnology.net. Thanks to AdPro, our title sponsor. Check them out, adproresults.com. Sorry, I work there, and I can't even say it. adproresults.com. Sorry, Sean, if you're watching. But yeah, and also my team, CCR, these guys, we bust our butts to try to keep up with those Aegis guys. They are, Carl, David, Andrew, Daniel Eberhardt, all those guys, man, they are top notch. I love having them in my league, and it gives every one of us something to shoot for. So, again, sorry for the incidents tonight, but hey, I'll take the top 5 after missing last week and move on to, I think we're going to Richmond. Oh, I like Richmond. Cool.
Hey, listen, Carl, I'm sorry, Gary, you're doing great things with the league, and we're very, very happy to be affiliated with you, and we can't wait to see you guys at Richmond next week.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for everything you guys do too. It's awesome broadcasts.
All right, and that's Gary Sexton. We're going to take one question with Mark Clewell real quick, because Mark had one whale of a drive this evening. You pick up a lot of spots to finish 7th place. Mark, congratulations. What was the most challenging point of picking up all those spots tonight?
Just being patient, taking my time. I kind of screwed up my qualifying lap and just had to be patient and let the tires kind of. I mean, tires were key, and I had to just be patient with them and not run them too hard.
Mark, it was an interesting battle. A lot of different strategies being played out tonight. Are you satisfied with the strategy that you played here tonight?
Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied. It got me a top 10. I mean, I don't run this series for points. This is only my 2nd race. I run the B car for points, but I had fun, and that was kind of the strategy that I was kind of running with a couple teammates too.
Well, Mark, we appreciate you taking just a moment to come in and talk with us. We look forward to seeing you again here soon. Do you have any plans to run Richmond, or are you going to take that one off?
No, I'll be taking that one off, but I got about 10 races or so I'll run this year in this series.
Okay. Well, we look forward to hopefully getting a chance to talk to you again, Mark. We'll see you down the road, my friend.
Thanks, guys.
All right. That was Mark Clewell. He pulls off a 7th place finish tonight. Tanner, any closing thoughts as we head off to thank everybody?
Man, Texas Motor Speedway was a fun race to watch for the AdPro guys, and it's always a fun race to watch, no matter what I'm watching, whether it's on sim or in real life. It's one of my favorite 1.5 mile racetracks, aside from Chicagoland. But hey, we're going to one of my favorite short track races where I had personally a lot of success on iRacing, which is Richmond International Raceway. So I'm really looking forward to that race next week. 200 laps, I believe.
Sir, all right. Well, listen. Don't leave me here, because you got a little work to do here, Tanner, in the script. But right now, I want to thank AdPro 360. They are our title sponsor. AdPro 360 is an advertising agency specializing in digital and social media marketing. For more information, go to adproresults.com. You can also find them on Twitter at adproresults. Now, Paradigm Technology, headquartered out of Atlanta, Georgia, Hotlanta. Paradigm Technology is a remote web tech development company that specializes in app, software, and software development. Paradigm leverages creative development talent throughout the country in order to achieve the greatest level of success for their clients. Led by CEO and founder Donnie Hyatt, Paradigm brings the most up-to-date, on-demand access and attention to their clients' needs, allowing them to achieve the most innovative, up-to-date success with all of their projects. Find out more about Paradigm at pdc.technology or at paradigmdevelopment.net. We also want to thank the Simulated Stock Car Association, the governing body that puts on these races for us every week, to everyone at the SSCA for organizing the AdPro 360 Cup Series and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. On the screen now are just some of the companies, equipment, and software that made this broadcast possible. The iconic music that lets your ears alert your eyes you're watching a GSRC production comes courtesy of Eric Ekholm and Casey Lalonde. See the screen for how to contact each of them, Tanner.
Yes, sir. The SSCA Cup Series returns in 1 week, next week, April 12th, for round 6 from Richmond Actually, it's now Richmond Raceway, not International Raceway, Richmond Raceway. GSRC will be there to bring you all the action, and we hope you would join us. Sliding across your screen now are some upcoming broadcasts, so check those out and mark them down on your calendar. If you'd like to know more information about GSRC, including a complete list of future broadcasts, you can find it all at www.globalsimracingchannel.com. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel and at Facebook at Global SimRacing Channel.
And folks, all 12 of you still watching, I hope you hit that subscribe button before you leave us, okay? Now, finally, on behalf of the crew here tonight, Tanner Sharp, my buddy, our director, Joe, always at his peak, and our camera artist, Dougie Beard, I'd like to thank all of you for watching. We're going to run off and go storm the castle for our old buddy Soup. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.